Part 2 of A Young Lady Called Linda. She continued worked from morning till night every day in her bread and eggs shop. She no longer wore fancy clothes. She wore simple dresses and tied her hair in a scarf. She saved every little money she made. People in Agudu town noticed the change. Linda has become humble, they said. Old women blessed her. Young girls listened to her advice. One evening, as Linda closed her shop, it started to rain. She ran to a small shed and waited for the rain to stop. While she waited, she saw an old woman sitting under the shed too. The woman looked tired and cold. Linda took off her scarf and wrapped it around the old woman. "Thank you, my child," the woman said with a weak smile. They talked. Linda gave her a loaf of bread she had not sold. The old woman ate and smiled again. "You have a good heart," she said. "Your kindness will open new doors for you." Linda smiled but said nothing. She had learned not to expect too much from life. The next morning, something strange happened. A white car stopped in front of her shop. It was not Tony. It was a woman, smartly dressed, with a big smile. The woman came into the shop and said, "Are you the one who helped my mother yesterday during the rain?" Linda was surprised. "Your mother?" she said. "Yes," the woman said. "My mother told me how you gave her bread and your scarf. My name is Mrs. Benson. I own a big bakery in the city. I am looking for honest people to work for me. Will you come and work with me?" Linda's mouth fell open. "Me? Work in the city?" Mrs. Benson laughed kindly. "Yes. I need someone like you. I will pay you well and even train you to start your own bakery one day." Tears filled Linda's eyes. She quickly packed her few things. She thanked her boss at the bread shop who blessed her. The next day, Linda traveled to the city with Mrs. Benson. The city was big and busy. Tall buildings, bright lights, and many cars filled the streets. Linda was scared but also excited. At Mrs. Benson's bakery, Linda worked hard. She woke up early, cleaned the place, learned how to bake bread, cakes, and even meat pies. She smiled at customers and treated everyone kindly. Everyone liked her. 6 months later, Mrs. Benson called her to the office. "My dear Linda," she said. "You have been very good. I am giving you your own small bakery. I will help you set it up. It will be your business." Linda could not believe it. She knelt down and cried. "Thank you, Ma. Thank you very much." In a short time, Linda's bakery became popular. People came from far and near to buy her bread and cakes. Linda made good money, but this time she remembered her lesson. She did not use her money to show off. She helped the poor. She gave food to hungry children. She paid school fees for 2 small girls who had no parents. One sunny afternoon, as she sat in her bakery counting money, a young girl walked in. "Good afternoon, Auntie Linda," the girl said shyly. "Good afternoon, my dear," Linda replied. "My mother sent me. She said you helped her when she had no money. She says thank you." Linda smiled warmly. "Tell your mother it is nothing. Always help others when you can." As the girl turned to leave, she looked back and asked, "Auntie Linda, are you married?" Linda laughed softly. "No, not yet." The girl smiled. "My uncle is a good man. He is kind, not rich, but he loves God. I will tell him about you." Linda laughed again but thought deeply after the girl left. She was no longer looking for a rich man. She wanted a kind heart, someone. Some months later, Linda met the girl's uncle. His name was Michael. He was simple, hardworking, and honest. He worked as a teacher and loved children. At first, Linda was afraid to love again. But Michael was patient. He visited her bakery, helped her carry heavy bags of flour, and then made her laugh again. Slowly, Linda's heart opened. One evening, under the starry sky, Michael knelt down and asked, "Linda, will you marry me?" Tears of joy filled her eyes. She smiled and said, "Yes, Michael. I will marry you." Their wedding was simple but beautiful. No big cars. No fancy clothes. Only family, friends, music, laughter, and lots of bread and cake from Linda's bakery. Linda was truly happy. She had found real love, not with money, but with kindness, patience, and true friendship. And she never forgot her lessons. Every day at her bakery, she would tell young girls, "Don't run after money. It is better to find someone who loves you truly. Money can finish, but true love will never end." After Linda married Michael, life became even sweeter. They worked hard together. Michael taught at a small school and Linda baked bread and cakes. They were not rich, but they were happy. Every evening, after work, they sat outside their small house. Michael would play the guitar and sing. Linda would laugh and clap her hands. Sometimes, neighbors would join them, and the street would be full of singing and laughter. Soon, God blessed them with a baby boy. They named him David. David had his mother's bright eyes and his father's warm smile. Linda loved her son dearly. She carried him on her back while baking. She told him stories about her life, hoping he would grow to be kind and wise. One Sunday, as Linda closed her bakery early, she decided to visit Ogudu town again. It had been many years since she left. She missed the old women who used to bless her and the small streets where she once walked proudly. When she reached Ogudu, people ran to hug her. "Linda, you are back," they shouted. They were surprised to see how simple and happy she looked. Many young girls gathered around her, asking questions. "Auntie Linda, how did you make it? Tell us your secret." Linda smiled. She sat on a low bench and began to speak. "My secret is simple. I learned that true happiness is not in money or fine clothes. It is in loving and helping people. It is in working hard and staying humble." The girls listened with wide eyes. Some of them had been chasing rich men, just like Linda had once done. Now they began to think deeply. As Linda spoke, she noticed a familiar face standing far away. It was Tony. He looked older now but still handsome. He was standing with a woman and 2 children. His wife was beautiful and simple. His children laughed and ran around him. Tony saw Linda too. Their eyes met. There was no anger and no sadness. Only respect and understanding. Tony walked up to her. "Hello, Linda," he said gently. "Hello, Tony," she replied with a small smile. They talked for a few minutes, sharing their journeys. Tony told her, "I found a woman who loved me for who I am. She stood by me through everything." Linda nodded. "And I found a man who loves me truly. He is my blessing." They laughed softly, like old friends. There was no pain anymore, only memories and gratitude. Before leaving, Tony said, "I'm proud of you, Linda. You became a light for others." Linda thanked him. She felt proud too, proud that she had grown into a better woman. As she walked back to the car where Michael and David were waiting, she looked up at the sky. The stars were beginning to shine. She whispered, "Thank you, God, for teaching me that true love, kindness, and hard work are the real treasures in life." Michael smiled at her as she entered the car. David clapped his little hands and said, "Mommy, I love you." Linda laughed, kissed her son's forehead, then held Michael's hand tightly. Together, they drove back to their simple, happy life, full of hope, love, and dreams for the future. And Linda continued to tell her story to every young girl who came into her bakery. So they too would learn. Love people for who they are, not for what they have. Money can finish. But true love, hard work, and kindness will make your life beautiful forever.